So my 2022 season started exceptionally badly with a breakage on the first event, but managed to get back to a fourth overall on that event. So bagged a few points, and then from there on it got better. So we won the next couple of events and managed to eventually win the championship. So it was quite a short season due to venues and that kind of thing. So, and unfortunately the Queen passed away, and that was an event, a weekend that we were going to compete at. So but overall a fantastic season, length and breadth for the country, competing thousands of miles in a car which was built in 1959 fundamentally, an old classic Mini, still winning the British Championship. So it's pretty cool. So how did I feel when I won my 8th title? So it was all the way up in Scotland. It was a blisteringly hot day, and I drove pretty well that day, and just managed to get the win and just do enough to really do it. So there's more than one way to compete, and you can drive for a championship or you can drive for a single event. And I'm quite good at driving for championships, which is so don't necessarily get involved in a chase for an overall win. An overall win is a bonus, but try and be the most consistent is where I tend to get the wins from. The plan for 2023 is much the same. The championship now we've pretty well came out of COVID completely now, so it's going to be a full championship with more events. I think we're going to go down to Kent as well for one of the rounds. So we'll start off as we mean to go on and see if we can make it maybe 9. It would be lucky if we can. And I'll do some sprints, hill climbs, maybe I'll do some sporting trials as well. So anything with a steering wheel and wheels, all under that street car umbrella, I'll be competing under. Any seat time is better than no seat time, and it's fantastic to be out there competing. It's my favourite venue in the UK is an old military base out in Hereford called Foxley. It's just compliant when it comes to autotesting regs, and it's a good thrash there. So you've got a car which is near a 300 brake per tonne on its stats. Driving on a road absolutely flat out. It does 40 mile an hour in first gear, and it goes faster in reverse. So you're tearing around there. It's just fantastic. So it's not just the mundane sort of flat tarmac or that. It's something completely different, and it needs to be respected. And we tend to do fairly well at that one. It was a conscious decision to go auto testing when I was very young. So I've followed Colin McRae and Trevor Smith and all that, who were doing the British Rally Championship in the early 90s, and they all started in auto testing. So it was the natural sort of sport which I thought, well, I can't afford to go rally, let's go auto testing. And went along and watched one and fell in love with, the best part of your day competing is when the car goes sideways on a racetrack or on a rally stage and that. But with auto testing, you're doing that for the whole duration of the event. The car's just in a permanent state of skid or spin, and doing J turns and all that. It's basically stunt driving really with against the clock. So that was why that was the hook on it. And I've done virtually every form of other motorsport there's been over the 30 years of my competing, and it all comes back to auto testing, and it's an addiction really. If you can do something reasonably well, and you get a bug for it, and so somebody first coming to auto testing, what could they expect? It's a friendly environment. It's a fast pace, and it can be a little bit daunting at first because it looks a lot more complicated than it is. And don't get me wrong, I don't find it easy learning some of the tests, but if you've got the want and the will to do it, you will learn the process to do it. And that's why I wanted to do it, so that's what I do. And I've got a process of learning tests, and start slowly. My first proper auto test was a round of the British Autotest Championship in '94, a fortnight after my 16th birthday in a standard car, and I didn't finish last. That was my aim, and have never finished last. So as long as I don't finish last, I will keep on going. So just move up the table as you go, really. So there's no form of motorsport where you can just jump in and be out of the box competitive. You have to put effort in and seat time and respect it. People, you don't expect to play the Masters at golf, do you, or at Wimbledon on your first season? So it's no different. It's a sport. You're up against experts of their field, and you need to respect them and go forward and look at a way of trying to make yourself the mindset of actually winning or doing well.